I'm Beth Boho, and this is The Awakening of the Giver. When I was young, stories were a lifeline. I was fascinated by a thread of truth in them that I began searching for in earnest. The hero's journey and how those paths coincide with the spiritual cosmic awakening path that we are all on. Things like religious texts or myths and legends, or even astrology and tarot, all lead us to the path of awakening. However, half of the story is missing, fragmented, distorted, a whole section of humanity repressed and held back. Women are referred to in these supposed truths as temptations, rewards, or even gifts, but never or rarely as equals or more powerful than the patriarchy. Women are the givers of life, and yet a man is always considered more powerful. This is the lie holding humanity back. Women's history is written in a way to continue our enslavement. I love being a woman, a mother, a teacher, but those are titles that don't encompass all of me. The power, the knowledge, the passion, and the drive to change the narrative. It hurts society as a whole to restrain others for control, but that time is ending. Humanity needs to embrace all of me. The power, the knowledge, the passion, and the drive to change the narrative. It hurts society as a whole to restrain others for control, but that time is ending. Humanity needs to embrace the masculine and feminine that is a part of each of us. So I would love for you to join me in discovering my stories with me, the rediscovering of the feminine divine, to bring balance back into this new frequency. I'm Beth Boho, and I've studied theology and folk tales, as well as tarot and herbology. I will forever be learning, but also teaching others how art and earth and reclaimed stories can shift the energies to a more soul-aligned life, with women as the center, the seeker, and the sacred voice that needs to finally be heard. If you were told you were too much, too loud, too soft, too strange, you are not alone. The patriarchy hurts everyone, and it's not sustainable. When we feel too deeply, that is weakness. When I know too much, that was danger, and I must stay silent. When I gave too much, that was expected. There was no room in that to grow, only to serve, to suffer, or to stay small. So now we start the new story, the gospel that was never written or destroyed. The myth where the woman doesn't fall but rises. Women healers, priestesses, and teachers were hunted and killed. The truth buried. The stories that were allowed to stay made the women the temptress, the victim, or the prize, but rarely the hero of their own journey. The helper, not the hero. I'm on a mission to reclaim all of my lost parts, the soft, the wild, the fierce, the broken, but also the things we tend to hide, like the knowledge, the power, the depth. For me, understanding we're all connected came easy. The harder shift was seeing my own power, my own light. So I'm learning to embrace the ways I'm still hiding, no longer looking at my art or my body from a lens of never being enough or too much. This is me, a reader, a scholar, looking for a forgotten truth, an artist who has to be creative in order to survive, with colors swirling through my mind as well as my chakras and an overwhelming need to express those colors. I'm finally understanding my connection to the earth with my toes in the grass and dirt in my nails, where I can learn and study all the abundance of the world around me, the plants that calm my tummy and the music that calms my soul. This channel is about sharing my journey of discovering myself and maybe inspiring others to look within for the light instead of listening to legends or myths that were designed to dim it. Now let's go on an adventure. I hope you join me. Like, follow, and share.